yourself.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Yellow-Faced Comicast. I don't know what we're calling this thing. That's just a placeholder name for now.
It's probably already a podcast called the Comicast.
Whatever.
But yes, this is a podcast where we talk about comics.
Indeed. Quite.
And it's about of Yellowface.
Yeah, anyway. This is the part where we talk about comics and everything about them.
There is a lot to talk about.
Oh my goodness.
Considering we haven't had a podcast to talk about comics in
2 weeks ago we were meant to have a podcast, but I came down ill, and my goodness, some big things went down. So, Chris, have you got your headphones on? What? That's perfect. Perfect. Put your headphones back on. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll do. So.
What?
I swear to fucking God! I'll deck you right in the fucking jaw!
Skinny ass, skinny son of a
Motherfucker. Okay, put your headphones
I'm
back.
gonna do that intermittently, just so you know.
Well, if we're
Thanks,
talking
Chris. Good.
if we talk about Spider-Man when you take him off, you fucked.
Good
Chris
talk.
isn't allowed to be part of this part of the podcast because he hasn't caught up with his homework. I mean,
Anyway, main
what do you
event.
let's.
We need to do this.
What are we going to talk about first? I feel like we should build up to the big thing.
Okay. So, have you been keeping tabs? Let me see. Have you been keeping tabs on any of the new Marvel Now stuff that's been coming out?
I mean, I started collecting what do you call it, Thunderbolts again.
Okay.
Which has had a change in either artist or writer or both.
Creative team, maybe.
Maybe. And it's just 10 times better than it was. I don't like the art that they started out with. Now it's a lot more. I don't know who it is, but it's quite a common kind of thing. But the writing feels like, I think it's the guy that's written Deadpool before. Okay. Because it's a lot funnier now. For example, the Red Hulk is a marked one by Mephisto. And Mephisto says that he has to obey him whenever he calls, and he's like, "Make me." And that seems very funny.
Let me put this in a way you'll understand, Mephisto. No?
Nah. But you must.
No.
Make me. Damn it. But yeah, so Thunderbolts is... Well, I've only collected 2 issues of that, but
it's picked up from last time you read it.
Yeah, a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, yourself. What have you been reading?
I mean, like, one of the things that I used to read, and I'm glad it's got back to normal now, is Avengers Assemble. I love that comic book series.
What was it gone to? Like, back to normal?
It adhered to the Inhumanity stuff.
Oh, right.
And all that stuff that went down with Infinity. Well, I just have an incoming phone call from my mother.
Declined.
I'll call you later.
Declined.
Anyway.
Can't talk now. Getting raped.
I'm sorry, but like since everything with Infinity, it's slowed down everything, and that's the thing with events. If they're particularly if they're either too long or
are you fucking serious, Chris?
or they're not very good.
What?
God damn it! Or if they're not very particularly good.
So loud under here, what?
Chris has a Razer headset that he's very.
From Razer.com?
It was on offer.
Anyway, and he's gone back to normal now, so the very more light-hearted, jovial side of the Avengers, whereas the just Avengers line was very, very serious and very static. So in this part, it's still following Inhumanity. You know how what's the name? Attilan crashed into the Hudson. Whatever. Yeah. Has crashed into the Hudson and blah blah blah. Genesis bomb gone off and making people who have inhuman DNA in somewhere in their family, making them become Inhumans. Blah blah blah. And Spider-Girl, which is, I mean, I'm sorry.
We're not talking about Spider-Man, dude.
Okay. Aranya, remember Aranya from shut up, Chris. From the Civil War.
Yeah.
That's Spider-Girl now.
Yeah.
So she was worried that her teacher has gone missing, who was an Inhuman, and he's been taken by this lady. Forgot her name, but
Medusa.
no, she was an Inhuman now, but she doesn't like being an Inhuman. Blah blah blah. She's a scientist. Wants to
Blah blah blah. She's a scientist.
blah blah blah. She's inside. It's kind of crazy. The end. So first few issues,
Okay.
she's hanging around with Black Widow and Spider-Woman, which I think was a brilliant pairing, because Jessica Jones is
Pairing, you say? Oh my.
Jessica Jones is very quick-witted and very, good with gifted gab and just very kind of bouncy. And then you got Black Widow, who's just very stoic and just like, there's black and white, yes, no, and it was very funny to see them three work together, because Jessica Jones is still kind of immature but mature at the same time. So there's a scene.
Wait, are you talking about Jessica Jones or Spider-Woman?
Jessica Drew.
I was gonna say Luke Cage's wife, or
We'll get onto Mighty Avengers, but
dude, so good.
but there was a joke. There was a time where the AIM had tied them up, and you know how the pheromones worked.
Hey man, you're burping through.
Fuck you! Fuck you! You sit down and be quiet and play your video games.
Dude, I'm trying to do a podcast over here.
Batman.
You know,
Go to your room.
you know how
Go to your room.
you know how Jessica Drew's pheromones make guys go like absolutely gaga for her, and it starts to make women fight. It was funny because they had this kind of back and forth, and Spider-Girl said something about Black Widow, and then Jessica said something back to her, and it was really very, very offhand and very curt. And then she goes, "Oh, don't worry, it's just a pheromone thing that she does." She's like, "Wait, you can do that?" "Yeah, I use it to win most arguments, actually." I was like, "Okay." Like,
see.
the writing is very, very witty. And
yeah.
the latest one is she goes along with Wolverine, and Wolverine's like, "Look, you're a kid. You need to buck up your ideas, because if you keep on going around like you are, you're going to get yourself hurt and get your family hurt." So he takes her out on a little field trip to help with the whole finding of the teacher, and bestows his Wolverinic wisdom to her.
Has he lost his healing factor? Or
Yeah,
something?
he has.
I saw that in Superior.
It's called...
like
in a
that
arc
little
called,
fucking panel of exposition where it's like, "Logan, be careful, you don't have your healing factor anymore." It's like, good to know.
Yeah. It was an arc called Wolverine Killable. I don't know how that went down, but all I know is he's lessened his healing factor. In fact, he has none. But there was a line in the recent Avengers Assemble where Jessica Drew and Spider-Girl are talking and just covering general chit-chat, and like, wait, she says to her, she's like, "I need to keep," Spider-Girl goes, "I need to keep in this suit, so like, all I'm going to eat is like salad for life." And like, Jessica Drew's like, "No, you just need to eat healthily. I mean, like, I'm eating bacon right now." And Spider-Girl goes, "Wait, aren't you like 40 eating bacon?" And then, "Isn't that really bad for you?" And Jessica Drew gives us this look. And the next panel is, "If you ever insult bacon to my face, I will end you." I was like...
Insult bacon.
I was like, okay, this is why I like this series. Like, the writing is just so witty and funny. It's just great. Pick it up. I recommend.
It's funny you mention Inhumanity, actually. That was in... I forget which issue, but the recent Iron Man. Have you been reading Iron Man? Oh.
I've got 21 to read. I haven't read it yet.
Have you gotten to Iron Metropolitan yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like 21. I need to read it.
What you call it? Basically the Inhumanity issue. I saw it and I was like,
yes, that was.
"Oh, fuck's sake!
cool.
Delay the story again for another fucking." The Marvel Universe will never be the same. But I thought, okay, I'll pick it up. I don't want to gap my collection. So I've got it, and I started reading it. And I was like, "Oh, this is actually pretty good." And it started out with like these people getting turned into chrysalisks, which like
the
larval
shells.
in humans, and this dude who was like a wayward son. Is basically like, "I knew I was fucking adopted or something," and he's like drunk, and he shows up to some inhuman quarantine zone, and he's all like, "I sold all your shit." He's all drunk.
The Mandarin 9 comes and finds him.
Yeah, the Nightbringer.
Yeah.
I freaking love that scene where all the Mandarin rings are talking to each other. He's like, the Nightbringer has yet to produce a finger for itself, and he's like, the Nightbringer. Also, the way it refers to itself in the third person disturbs the rest. It is almost human-like. It's like, the Nightbringer will present a certain finger to the Ringmaker. If it is not careful, Nightbringer out. Also, I really like the way the Exile looks. I know it's just a silhouette, but
Yeah.
it looks really freaking
And
cool.
also like the ending of that issue where the Nightbringer removes itself from Exile, and then Exile becomes a Chrysalisk. I was like, well, that shows you. You know, he's like, he's kind of like a...
He's like, you lived elsewhere, and he's like, I killed him.
Yeah, he has to live with that kind of guilt, like he killed his family.
And he's like, oh, it's Iron Man's fault, and he's like, fuck you. Seriously.
No, bro, it's all you. It's all you.
Yeah, I really like what they're doing with the Mandarin rings.
Yeah. I didn't know they were sentient, actually, until, well, Metropolitan.
Yeah, they sort of like... Because originally they were like Fing Fang Foom. Well, from the planet that Fing Fang Foom's from. And then Mandarin
was an alien. I thought he was some kind of demon.
Alien man.
Okay. Batman. He's playing Batman's.
You find Mr. Freeze yet?
What?
Have you fought Mr. Freeze yet?
I made the serum.
Yeah, but have you fought him yet?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
In the room where he's like freezing all the shit.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
a fucking good scene.
He's really good.
I'm
Put your,
Catwoman now for the second time.
put your headphones on, Chris. We're talking about Spider-Man.
Shit, sit the fuck down.
Stop asking me shit and then... Fuck you guys.
Shall we?
I want to do Mighty Avengers first.
Mighty
and then
Avengers.
we'll do...
I read that simply for the cover of Spider-Man getting his face punched in by Luke Cage.
Oh, you read it?
I read it through.
It's a really good issue. I liked when Jessica Jones and Luke Cage are just like, alright, let's do this. And like, they just totally wreck the Spider-Nauts.
Yeah.
And then, what was it? What did this Luke Cage says to Jess? Oh, did you call the lawyer? I was like, oh yeah, she'll be here soon. I was like, why is the lawyer coming? I mean, like, clean up and stuff? I was like, okay, sure. And at the end of the issue, it's like, oh, the lawyer's here.
She-Hulk.
I was like, alright.
Yes!
I was like,
yes!
that is a pretty good reveal. Because like they kind of did like a bait and switch similar to what they did with Ronin. It's like, oh, where's Hawkeye's old costume? Oh, it's upstairs. Turns out to be Ronin. Like, where's the lawyer? Oh, here she is. Like, I totally forgot that Jess Walters was a lawyer.
Yeah.
I was like, that is pretty cool.
Actually, just to go back to Thunderbolts for a second, there's a scene in it where Venom's talking to Ghost Rider. And,
Cage or the chick?
Cage. Okay. Apparently he's getting a reboot in March as well.
Oh, cool.
But he looks weird, but that's beside the point. And he's talking to Venom, Flash Thompson. And he's like, something, and they get onto the subject of Daredevil, and he's like, except for Daredevil, I hate that guy. And Flash is like, well, why? He's a good guy. And he's like, yeah, but he's called Daredevil. I'm the stunt rider. I should be Daredevil. He's probably like an accountant or something in real life. And just the usage of in real life seems so... I don't know.
It just seems perfect.
It's like... It's not a video game.
Maybe
So why are we calling him Cage? I know Nick Cage.
Oh, I don't know.
Johnny Blaze.
Yeah.
Cage.
I think, because I watched Doug Walker's review.
So funny.
Yeah, that's why I said
So he
Cage.
gets attacked by Bob James Franco O'Malley.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I have
But
to
yeah,
say.
then Mighty Avengers is good. If you continue to collect it,
I only got that issue.
you should, because it's really getting really cool. There was this week's issue was this guy. They had two stories going on. There was one where Jessica wanted to swap apartments with Danny because she didn't like the fact that the building where she was in was the same building as the Heroes for Hire place, and fear of the baby's safety, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So they're having like a housewarming thing. But the main point was that there was this guy being run. It was done in this kind of style where all the panels had nothing on them, but there's like this entirely the whole right side was just black with like a few words on there. And it's like he didn't know why he ran. He don't know he's still running. He still just ran. And it's like there's no one following him. And you just see this one bird following him. And like it interjects those two stories really well. And then it gets to the end. He's in the cab. He's like, just drive. And then one bird lands on the thing. 2 birds land on it. And then I was like, oh, this is going to be cool. He goes, let me out, gets out the cab, runs, and all these birds just go following him. And like they chased him down and led them to led them to their king. And then Falcon's there like, sup?
What, Sam Wilson?
Sam Wilson was just there, was like, sup, takes him out and was like, oh, by the way, I kind of took this guy out. I was like, that was a really cool way to do that.
That's funny.
It was I think that this series is going to be really cool. Because they brought in the killer of White Tiger's parents, and she's going off again to find him because she has a really kind of she knows about what happened on the Avengers on the island with the Avengers Arena. She's like, I really dislike what happened to my friends. Half my friends are dead, and my parents are dead. I will not rest until everyone is safe, pretty much. And then Falcon uses his comms link. I think he's talking to Cage and says, "Oh, I found such and such a guy. Forget his name, and it's the killer of her parents." And she's like, "All right, this is going down." You know, so yeah, it's a good series. It definitely can get. It's really good, and it can get better.
Yeah,
is what I'm saying. I think
it's time.
Yeah. Okay, the big bad Spider-Man, Superior Spider-Man. Oh my God! So let's start with.
Oh my God! What the fuck is wrong with you, Marvel?
So issue 26. Well, coming out of the whole Superior Venom stage, which I think was the most ridiculous thing.
Fucking God!
How arrogant can you be? This symbiote that has possessed several many.
We've been over this so many fucking times in this podcast because we started at about the same time that Superior Spider-Man started. And nothing's changed.
He's still really arrogant about it.
Because it's getting on for because we started in July.
Last year.
It's been going on for almost a year now. Over a year, in fact.
You came out around about this time last year.
Yeah.
I want to say.
And in a year, it has gone almost literally full circle. Okay, we're gonna go into heavy spoilers here.
So prepare yourselves. If you might want to, I think this is going to be our last comic to talk about. So if you want to go and say, okay, bye, thanks for listening. Follow us on Twitter, Facebooks, and all those things. Links in the description. But if you're sticking around, prepare for some spoiler time. This is going to be
a massively spoiler heavy section.
You have been warned.
Okay, so ages ago when Peter Parker was... Okay, the first time Peter Parker was still in Otto's body as a ghost, whatever, he slowly managed to get out. The Avengers conducted tests on him, and then Otto was like, oh, if Tony Stark or someone smart had been here, they might have noticed.
Yeah.
That was annoying as it was, because they should have fucking got Tony Stark.
Yeah, they should have.
Why wouldn't they?
Well, he was in space, Guardians of the Galaxy time.
Okay,
blah, blah,
fine.
blah.
You know, that's the story you want to take. It was a stupid story, but, you know, at least it was original. And then Darkest Hours happened, and Otto tries to pull off some bullshit after he gets freed from the Venom symbiote by Peter Parker, who is saved by the fact that Otto managed to remember some of the memories he took from Peter Parker in the first place.
Yes.
Which is good. So I'm glad Peter's still there. This is a good thing.
However...
in fact, before we get on to all of that, I want to talk about the destruction of...
Peter Parker's character.
Not even that. One of my more likable characters of that entire series, Carly Cooper.
Yeah.
Why?
She's now Menace.
Monster.
That's it.
Also, good name. Great name for
Bravo.
a villain. How long did that take you to come up with? It's like a fucking spider mob in an MMO. It's just like, monster.
Yeah.
It fucking, you know, you had a good character. You know, it wasn't like...
I was kind of getting so excited when she was like, oh, she's getting close. She's getting close. Oh, wait, the goblin got her. Well, this is the thing.
Like, it's not like she had run out of places to go with her character. You know, there were places... You know, there was much more storylines you could have done. But you've ruined that now.
Unearthing Peter Parker, Otto is Otto. That would have been really great. And then, Otto's just kind of destroyed every single relationship that Peter's had. Like
Mary Jane.
Mary Jane. He was a dick to Aunt May. Oh my
Oh,
gosh!
I want to fucking punch his face.
Like,
I hate him.
like at that point where he was just curious, like she said, she was just curious about children and whatnot, and then he just totally flipped his lid.
Not even that. The worst thing is when he goes over to their apartment and he's like, "You embarrass me in front of my woman." It's like, fucking, she's a sweet old lady. Show her respect.
It's like, I can't even say like he raised you, but she raised Peter, and now you're just crapping all over it.
And then like Mary Jane shows up and
He
gets
intimidates
the Venom
the
symbiote. I don't even think the Venom symbiote was influencing him when he went to see Aunt May.
No, that was all him.
Yeah.
Because he's always been this kind of guy.
He's always a
It just
dick.
kind of gave him an excuse.
Yeah.
If I'm honest.
And then the Avengers take action as they should do.
Should have done.
Well, no, like when they go to attack him while he's what do you call it, Venom.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
for some reason, the Spider-Nauts, his private army, which no one seems to have a problem with, just he's clearly threatening innocent people. Better follow his orders. Like I know you're his army, but still. And so he's like, I may have been acting weird the past couple of weeks, but it's all solved now. Venom symbiote.
No. Did they accept? I can't remember if they accepted that.
To be fair, I really like that part where Iron Man's like, did anyone buy that bullshit that he just tried to sell to us? No, me neither.
Good. I'm
Mary
glad
Jane-
someone has some sense.
Mary Jane's the only one that buys it, as far as I can tell. Aunt May might have bought it.
No, Mary Jane was hook, line, and sinker from day one.
Yeah.
Like from issue 600.
Yeah.
She was bought.
Yeah. And so they're like, now we bring Spider-Man in. Do you know how many issues it's been since you last did that? It has been almost a year since you did that the first time. Peter's ghost is back.
At the end of the day, like, I am back. I'm like,
And
okay, sure.
Good, I suppose, if it hadn't happened a year ago.
Yeah. I mean, unless they're gonna.
I don't even, like... Obviously, I'm annoyed about the destruction of the character that is Peter Parker and Spider-Man.
Yes.
I'm more annoyed that Marvel have wasted my fucking time for a year with this bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's better to do it now than any other time, because if they decided to make it like a series that delved into, say, the hundreds, and then be like, oh, wait, Peter Parker, you remember this guy? That would have been so much more rage-inducing. I mean, why didn't they do this close to the beginning? Did they really want the Goblin War to happen that bad that they would just...
And the Goblin War that couldn't have happened if Peter Parker was Spider-Man. You could have still done it.
Mm-hmm.
Could have done the Goblin... Also, I'll get on to that issue in a sec, but like... Actually, no, I've got nowhere to go from that. Do you buy that Norman Osborn is the Goblin?
I don't know. I really don't know anymore.
I don't
like,
buy it for a second.
He might be saying, oh, it could be Harry. It could be Norm. I don't really care. As long as the Goblin kind of just gives it to Spider-Man, I would be happy.
Because Kingsley, the Hobgoblin, well, he doesn't die, but he gets someone to die in his place. So the Goblin pretty much owns New York's criminal underground now.
Yeah.
But basically, he shows a scar where the glider hit Norman Osborn in the chest.
I don't know when that happened, but
It happened ages ago, so it's like a scar that's always been there. But he doesn't show his face, and then when Carly as Monster says, "Who are you?" "Oh, I'm Norman Osborn." And show me your face, and it's like, no. It's like,
I don't think it's Norman Osborn.
don't believe you then. I don't believe... Honestly, I wouldn't put it past them at this point still, but I don't believe that you would build it up this much just to be a cock tease. Like, did you say, oh, it actually was Norman Osborn? If it is that simple, that's bullshit.
it's a pretty lame thing. If I'm honest,
It's
should have
just
made
a cop out.
they should have said, "Oh, it's Norman Osborn from the beginning," if that was their plan.
Yeah. To just because it's misleading. It's like making you think there's some bigger mystery,
but there really is nothing there.
No, if there's nothing there, then again, it's just been a waste of time keeping the identity of him a mystery.
Yeah.
I
mean, now I'm kind of worried for Peter actually, because this is going to be. I think they're definitely bringing Peter back now, even though he's.
Have you seen the promos for Amazing Spider-Man?
I know this is what I'm getting at. Chris told me the other night. But what I'm saying is the repercussions of Otto's actions.
Yeah.
Okay, so now Peter has a girlfriend that he may not or may have a connection to.
What, Anna Maria?
Anna Maria.
Yeah.
And he's gonna have to break up with it. He's gonna have to repair it with Mary Jane. Is he gonna fall in love with Mary Jane again? Is there gonna be backlash from that? Is there gonna be backlash from his Otto's actions against Aunt May?
Is there gonna be fucking
Carly? Is there going to be backlash from what he did to Black Cat? Now this is what I'm most worried about, because I was so happy when that happened. Because like, if Black Cat got in time and just showed Spider-Man up, I'd been so happy, so happy. Now this is gonna affect Peter, and I'm like,
this is the thing. If like, okay, let me just okay. So if it happens while Otto is still in Spider-Man's body and he gets the shit kicked out of him, he gets humiliated, everything.
I'm down for that.
Yeah. If Peter gets his body back and all that shit comes back to bite him in the ass, I will be beyond words angry at Marvel.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't deserve that shit.
And like, he's been out of the game for like a year, and as it stands, I think he's barely a shell of his former self. So
yeah, because all he is now is the memories that Otto used, which, because he pretty much looked through his entire life when he first got Spider-Man's body.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, shouldn't it be like
everything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's comic book physics,
Going
so
for the
whatever.
broken hero kind of thing, I think.
Yeah. But I did like that whole scene where it's like, the memories that I have left are what makes me who I am.
Yeah.
I
can't wait for that fight back, though.
Don't get me wrong, the writing's fine in it, but you're writing Spider-Man as such an unlikable douche that you're making me want the villains to win, and that shouldn't be how it is.
No. I mean, like we said, when the Goblin War happened, I'll be so ready for that. And the Goblin War wasn't even a big part, I don't think. And if that's what the Goblin War is, I'm disappointed. I mean, I thought this was going to be something that would affect Spider-Man's character. Oh, it's him humming. But yeah. Talk about things that also annoy me. Cataclysm!
Is it ending? Do you know yet?
Again.
Or are they still fucking like...
They're just like...
Oh, here's your comic. Just pay $5.
They're doing... Okay, so I read issue... I want to say 4, and I'm halfway through issue 5 now. Let me have a look. Cataclysm. Ultimate Last Stand. I read issue number 3. I'm on 4. I read 4. So what happened is they had to send Reed Richards through the evil Reed Richards, because Ultimate Reed Richards is evil.
I don't know when that happened, because he wasn't evil when Marvel Zombies happened. Yeah.
And then Iron Man sends Miles through, because he's the only one who doesn't have any preconceived notions about Dr. Reed. Because everyone's like, how can you trust Dr. Reed? He's evil. And even Sue was like, no, that guy, no. You know? So they send them both through. They both come back, and Reed Richards has this moment where his daughter Valeria, 616 daughter, comes to him and says, "Daddy, when is Mommy coming back from the shop with my dress?" And he kind of like, "Oh my goodness, I have a daughter. We have a daughter," and has this kind of moment. They managed to get some details about Galactus, blah blah blah. Yeah. And he has this moment, and she kicks him out. They come back, and Reed Richards is like really sorry and says, "Look, I went through that portal and I saw what we could have had, and I am deeply, deeply sorry about what I've done." I was like, "Okay, that's nice." But also, that's tying up some storylines, like they did with Miles and his father.
Oh shit!
Have I told you about Miles and his father?
Yeah, how he found and his father. What do you call it?
It was like, you killed her. You killed my wife.
Disowned him.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, he shows him his face like, Dad, let me help you. He's like, no, you killed my wife, which is a really good piece of writing. I don't fault him for that. But again, it's
a good piece of writing for a terrible end.
Yes. So what they've done now is what they want to do. Since Galactus is building his eater, his world eater, I kind of need to pee. Dude, when you drink
I think we're almost done.
half a liter of cherry soda, you gonna need to pee. Reed Richards managed to get. They say to him, "Okay, we're gonna get Kitty Pryde, and we're gonna phase her through the electronics of the thing to destroy it." So they're starting to make this take Hank Pym's Pym particles, want to grow up to a larger size, phase through the thing, and that's their plan. However, they use Jean Grey and a Cerebro unit to see what's going on inside Galactus' mind. She finds out, yes, he's desperate. He doesn't know if this will work. He doesn't know how much energy he has left. He doesn't know if he's even on the right Earth. He knows it's a Earth, but how does he get back to his Earth, you know? So he's showing doubt in Galactus' mind, but then Galactus reaches into her mind and knows that she's there. Starts to take out the helicarrier where everything is being planned. So this could mean that this growing Kitty Pryde thing could go really, really badly. It could not happen. And even they show the cover of the next issue number 5.
You got it there. Let's see.
You don't need to see any more. Look at it. Galactus.
A white screen with Galactus.
Oh no. In.
Pass it over. Can't see it like fully.
Galactus is standing in the middle of a white screen. Now that says to me, "Alright, guys, this is over. Galactus ate everything."
Is that the last?
That is the last issue.
Conclusion to Cataclysm.
Conclusion to Cataclysm is, and the cover is Galactus standing in the middle of a white page. I will be so angry. I will write some letters.
I'll be pissed off with you, dude.
That universe is like really good. They have Miles Morales in there, which is a great character. I love that character.
I haven't read the whole thing.
Dude, he developed into a really, really solid character with like genuine emotions and genuine feelings, and I think that's how I would kind of relax similarly if I was in his position. Like killing my mother, dad is kind of against heroes, and then your dad disowns you. I would kind of react the same way. But they're ending this universe for what reason?
Yeah, it's not like they're losing money. I wouldn't think. Like, it's been selling relatively well. The reaction to Ultimate Spider-Man's been pretty freaking good, yeah. I mean, what else is there? Ultimate Avengers,
X-Men, and that's it. I think this is Fantastic Four. That's about it. But yeah.
And then like Cataclysm, I don't know how that's been selling.
I don't want it to end. If it does end, I'll be writing some letters. But I think that's where we'll probably end that.
Yeah.
On a very
sad end.
Very sad end.
To a very rage-fueled comic.
Usually
podcast.
at this point we would do releases, but my bladder is kind of like, nah, dog, forgo the releases. But thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to our rants and raves about comics. And I hope you listen to this and pick up some of the comics that we're talking about and see what's going down. And if you feel inclined...
Don't take it as me saying don't pick up and read Superior Spider-Man.
Yeah.
By all means, pick up and read Superior Spider-Man.
It's real good.
Because, I don't know.
I know some people had some positive reaction to it, but, you know...
It's fine if you've read it and have put it down. Because, honestly, I feel like stopping reading it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Definitely, even though we're saying bad things about it, everyone has their own opinion. Definitely go out and buy these things. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube page, do all the things, do all the socials, and we will see you, ladies and gentlemen, next time. Thank you for listening.
Bye-bye.